Peace and love to all. For recording purposes, this is the Strat Day 13. All right, let's begin this.
Hello everyone, I'm Russ with the Black Quantity VTF here, T3 Live with the macro vid to start off 2020. So, what we'll start off with is the SPY, and you're going to see this on a yearly basis. So when people talk about, oh, the market's up too much, it's going to crash, you're going to have a reversal, right? Or you're going to have continuity to the downside if the market's really going to come in, because you can see this on a reversal basis. The SPY nowhere near a reversal goes out towards the high. So in order for the market to really come down, you would have to have time frame continuity to the downside, which you could have, or gap up and go potential 3, or anytime if we back off, if we go into the highs, would be a potential 3-year or inside year, but 2-year, we're nowhere near that. So if we go to the quarterly, a lot of these things are going to look the same. So quarterly, nowhere near coming and taking out this quarter to the downside, going out towards the highs. If we go to QQQ, the same, going out towards the highs, nowhere near a reversal to the downside on the quarterly, nor the yearly. It's nowhere near taking this out. So on a macro basis, things still good there. If we go to the diamonds, Dow Jones, still nowhere near on the yearly, nor the quarterly on a reversal basis. Now, we go to small cappers. Now we'll talk a little bit. So you can see this. Small cappers nowhere near on a quarterly reversal, but you can see all 4 quarters. Here we go. Inside year. All right, so you got a 3-1 outside, inside year, much closer to taking out the highs, right? And so if we start taking that out, we'll be looking to go into the highs here, quarterly basis.
I just want to know, does everybody know how important it is to do what you're seeing Rob do right now? If you do, drop a 1 in the chat. If you haven't been doing that, it's okay. Drop a 2 in the chat. All right, I'm about to go to the chat. Give me 1 second. See what y'all saying. 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, mostly 2s. All right. So I know what to do. I know what to do with y'all when I start getting on the charts and showing y'all this stuff.
Yearly basis over 167.12 in the IWM. If we go to the trannies, also outside inside year, and IYT would need 201.48 to try and come after and going into the highs. If we go to the quarterly, see this here, you can see all 4 quarters stuck in here. The last 3 quarters really stuck into here, but we'll see how that goes. If we go to the Utes, XLU on a quarterly basis, inside quarter Momo hammer. Then I'm going to start taking these guys up, and you go to the yearly, and you'll see this XLU nowhere near a reversal, straight up. If we go to gold on a yearly basis, took a bunch of this stuff out. This was a 2-year inside pattern of this that we broke out of here. So you get out of here, now it's a matter of whether you can climb all this wall here. If you go to the quarter, inside quarter for gold. So that's going to tell you the first 3 months of this, how do we get outside the inside quarter? Much closer to taking out the upside, like a lot of things. If we go to silver also inside quarter here. And for the year, here, inside year was a 2-year up, but you're still kind of in the middle of that. So we'll watch that quarterly stuff like that, because you can see these 3 years stuck inside of this thing. Right, so if we go to crude, inside year for crude and nowhere near not being inside year if you could use the UWT. So a good chance of an inside year for oil. I know that's exciting, but it is what it is. If we go to financials and go FAS here, you see this yearly, boom. That was a 3-2 into the highs, and so nowhere near a reversal on that either. Quarterly, nowhere near reversal, going out near the highs. Now, if we go to the energies, XLE, now it gets a little more interesting. If you go here,
And this is back in 2020, right? And look at where XLD is at now. And then you get a understanding on how ETFs moves and things of that nature. However, I'm betting big on energy.
inside quarter, inside year for XLE. And if we go to XOP, you can see this yearly, boom, it's 2 down and nowhere near reversing that to the upside. So XOP and these guys got some work to do if they're going to participate.
And that's why I say CBX and XOM energy. But you can go to those sectors that are actually oil and gas.
You go to the quarterly. Here, you got the 2 down, but you're close to going 2-2 reversal on the
But I don't know
quarterly
what I'm
for
talking about.
XOP. Go to OIH. OIH also closer to going 2-2 if they're really going to come out of here. And you go to the yearly. Momo shooter if we don't need oil anymore. That's okay.
Mm,
So we got a TAC. You go to SMH. Boom.
mm,
Nowhere near reversal.
mm, mm.
Quarterly. Nowhere near reversal. And
Mm,
XLK.
mm.
Very similar to that. So you're not getting
Bye.
much of a chance of reversals on that. If we go to the REITs, VNQ, quarterly basis, Doji, nowhere near taking either side of that out, so we'll pay attention to that as it goes into the highs. Because that on the yearly basis, one of the things we did have there was the Rev Strat year 1, 2, 2, bam, and goes into the highs, then goes into exhaustion risk up into here. So nowhere near on a yearly reversal there either. If we go to Home Builders ITB inside year, inside year, albeit much closer to taking out the highs, right? Some people call it the hot dog pattern. Here's your bun, here's your hot dog, here's your bun. But
When I see something like this definitely gonna break because this is a nice big old cup and handle, and this is nothing but a nice big and cup and handle. If you know what you're looking at, right? When you know you're on a yearly basis and things of that nature, and breaking it down with your multiple time frame analysis, already took out this target, Ben took this target out, right? So they boom took that target out, hit it possibly a little over the 50% retracement, boom, came smashing right back down, stood inside, found some type of support, went all the way down, didn't bounce off the support because it found some type of support on a smaller time frame, right? Closed right here, boom, gap down just a tad bit from the not the actual price action, the range, however, just the support, took it right back up, smashed through the 50% retracement, boom, took it across, not across, but just broke through his resistance, right? And now it's just bouncing off of that old resistance, right? Trying to push up to go ahead and take out the target, holds 50 of that to take out that target, then starts to pull back a little bit. That pullback starts to, speak to me in the language of there's profit taking, whomever was at 30 bucks, taking it all the way to 44.
so if we go to the quarterly Doge, somewhat. So it tries to get up there, can't.
See, so I didn't even know that he was about to take it to the quarterly. And it's just I seen this a while ago. However, you can see the tweezers right there, and I'll just bring it back just a tad bit. Tweezers right there from a yearly, broke it down all the way to quarterly, didn't even take it to a 6 month chart. You can see the tweezer bottoms right there, and you can start to see how I was talking about smashing straight through resistance, started bouncing off of resistance. Even though I was talking about it on the highs, that's the same thing right there. and you're seeing it go back up. So now you're seeing that cup, right? Which is an inverse head and shoulders, true support, because the next true support that it has is right there, easily taken out because of liquidity. But if it takes out the liquidity, you have now that support supporting right here, and especially with another universal reversal pattern that'll continue to push that price up. And this would be the price that this, if it wanted to come down, sweep out liquidity, hit this around there, and start to go right back up, right? Because it's just how price likes to fluctuate and take out price action. However, it's easier read on a bigger time frame so that you can know exactly what's happening. Why do I say that? Well, Moody says that because this is a quarterly chart and this is a quarterly um candlestick. So that means there's 1 month, 2 month, 3 months within this candlestick. So if one starts to look at larger time frames, right, and starts to say, well, if this reversal is true and it is true to be on the chart,
Quarter
why not utilize them on higher time frames, buy more time on my contracts and stay patient? However, still utilize the same technique, the same strategy that one is being taught. Let me utilize the same thing on a smaller time frame, right? And things of that nature. What makes my trading style so much more easier with utilizing naked candlesticks is the fact that I have an RSI.
early Doge, somewhat. So it goes tries to get up there, can't quite.
Oh, and just to further explain, this is a quarterly chart. We take this down, boom, drop it down to about a monthly chart. The same thing that you saw right here, that happens right there, because it opens up, will happen again, and you'll have another tweezers on that monthly, if not a tweezer, a morning star, taking you right back up. However, this right here in itself, just these two candles on a smaller time frame than the quarterly, is now a cup in hand. Just like that, just like you're seeing right there. Cup and handle. That means, hey, this is a morning star. If I break it down, if I go up higher, because this is at a year, if I put it at a year and a half and put these two together, and that's what makes my trading style so simple because I'm just applying math and applying true science of the chart.
Albeit somewhat. So it goes tries to get up there, can't quite take that out, but nowhere near a reversal on that either. So we'll see what comes of that. If we go to XLP and XLP quarterly to the upside, and it was on the year, did this.
Well, bring them, bring the term bigger time, bigger confirmation into simple terms, bro. You just tapped something in my brain. I appreciate you, guy. What's your name in the Discord? D's. I appreciate you. Peace to you. Yeah, and so that you can so it can click even further in your brain. Oh, snap, Jones, my brother. Um, the bigger the time frame, the bigger the confirmation. Yep, and I read it a little slow, but yeah, exactly, bro. Um, exactly, brother. You know what I'm saying? Ask me questions, bro. I'm on the chart. I don't know why my camera not working, but I got you, bro.
3-2 outside to the upside year here, and you're nowhere near a reversal on that on a yearly basis. Go to XRT retail. Here, XRT on a yearly basis was a 2 down.
Jones, out of me walking into my fourth year of full-time trading now, brother, it's so amazing to have you around and you've seen the whole journey. Let me tell you something, bro. These people are trading off of monthly and 3 month charts, bro. I still haven't. The people that are like on a 6 month and like yearly, those are like your Warren Buffetts and things of that nature, bro. And that's the reason that they don't miss. That's the reason why, bro, because they understand the chart and they're just flowing with it on a yearly basis. And that's why the long-term investing, that's why they say a minimum of 5 years. So watch you go to the chart and look at a yearly chart, bro. And that's why you cannot lose when it comes to like buying stocks. You truly can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Now, if one is just uninformed and is gonna go put all his money into like, well, it's a new charging station, then that's just not doing your proper due diligence. That's still a startup, it's still underperforming. You want to wait for it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Nvidia, you know what I'm saying? Putting money in Nvidia 20 years ago or something like that. But yeah.
But comes back up, so closer to going 2-2 reversal to the upside above 46.93. Excuse me, on a quarterly basis was 2 up, and you're closer to going 2-2 continuation to try and get out of here. So you was trying to go for an inside year, but it took this out. So if this is the bottom of the try, XRT retail could have a good year coming after that stuff. We'll pay attention to that. Go to XME. XME, a little boring. Quarterly, stuck down in here. You can see this. If we go to the yearly, you'll see this.
And it's like I can do this. However, I love the fact that you guys are just watching Rob because you're just seeing how he's going through all of these charts and look at he's just on yearlies and quarterlies, yearlies and quarterlies. And if you do that, now you can just simplify everything that you want to watch, right? And put it on a watch list, know where you want to enter because it's triggering this or that. And then you can take a handful of those and say, hey, these are the ones that I'm going to be looking at on a monthly basis or a couple of week basis. And now you trickle those down to a smaller time frame as a month, 2 weeks, things of that nature. And you just set yourself up for success.
Here.
However, if I just do it, you just think, man, well, Moody just came up with all this out of his ass. And this is like what I try to tell people. My strategy that I developed, yes, I came up with it. However, I came up with it learning from other people, right? It's impossible for one to know so much or enough and just, you imagine it. You can imagine on top of things that has come to you.
Slight down
Oh, thank you.
3, slight 2. So if we can
I
take this out, then the
appreciate you.
magnitude would become all the way back and take this out if we can get that going. So on a yearly basis, XME would be over 32.35 to need to get that going. IBB here just takes it out and goes 2 years. It's going to be almost an inside year if we go to Labu. And Labu, inside year. So Labu here, to go inside year and up, would need 66, 67. So
I'm gonna let him keep doing the thing. And I'm gonna fast forward this because I don't like to waste my time or your time. We're gonna get on the charts.
you got a little bit of distance on that. Like I said, a lot of these things looking similar because they're nowhere near reversals as we're going out towards the highs. Now, if we go to the inside years,
Well, let me make sure. Let me not assume that this is just clicking for you guys. Are y'all understanding what he's doing right now? Like, does it make sense to y'all before I get on the charts and do stuff? Like, Moody will let this play until it clicks. Oh, I'm sorry. Drop a 1 in the chat if it's clicking for y'all. Drop a 2 in the chat if it's not. All right, for one person is clicking. Okay, one. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Talk to me now. I don't want to leave y'all there. Right out in the late, but yes, okay. No worries. All right. All right, so I'm gonna just let this play for a couple more. Let me see. Let me fast forward him now.
GE, below 659. Chevron,
See, now he's coming down to stocks.
65. Above 33.87. Western Digital,
But I'm gonna just leave that right there for right now.
outside, inside year, would need to take out 65.31. Corning, nowhere near taking out the inside year. Netflix, nowhere near taking out the inside year. JetBlue, inside year, and you can see this inside
Because I'm gonna go more in depth than this. I'm gonna show y'all how I know where it's gonna go.
Like 3 years inside of a year. All right, so just be aware of that. Fitbeat more regional banks. 3-1. It'd be a 2 over 3164. FHN more regional banks inside year. AIG. You can barely see it on this thing, but you'd need 5867 on that. Southwest Air. Inside year would need 50.
It's a year. However, just look at the stuff that happens. So that's a tweet at the top. Boom, dropped it all the way down. Tweet at the bottom just because I could read that. Just because I could. And then you can read it as well. Just because the bodies are flush. Boom, takes it all the way through, right? Bodies flush, flush, pow. All the way down. Bounce where? Off support. Now you can understand why I call that support. Opening candles are support. However, your support and resistance is always found toward the left, the previous candlesticks, right? When you start going smaller, well, you got to do a little bit more. You stay big, you don't got to do that much, but then you go smaller, and now you got too big of a range. So I don't know what to do. It gets a little more confusing. However, truly isn't. I'm going to break all that down for y'all. However, and that's another tweezer like right there, right? Like right there. Stops. Let's just say the new year started. Boom. You know, I got a question. Drop a 1 in the chat if you know what probability means. Drop a 2 in the chat if you think you know what probability means. That was a trick question, huh? Oh, that part. That part. All right. We got a couple of people. So I don't want to assume that the rest of y'all don't know what probability means. Okay, you see, Miguel said he thinks you know. All right. So I'm gonna knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Probability and backtesting. If I tell you that tweezer bottoms are my favorite universal reversal patterns, and it's something that I trade all the time, just go look at them from bigger time frames and go all the way down. And look at the probability is when you see one. Does it fall or does it go up? And does it close higher than where it opened up? Right? When you see them. And that's what a probability is seeing how many times it works out and how many times it fails. So when you hear someone say, oh, this is a high probability setup, it's because from depending on what they're talking about. Now, if they're trading bull flags or something of that nature, you can actually go see how profitable bull flags are. One would call this a bull flag and flagging and then breaking out. It just depends on how you see the chart, right? So a probability is going to be how often does something work than not, right? And back testing is part of you looking at that probability because you can look at it and then you can also now execute and learn the probability, but also have an advantage over someone that just has the knowledge because now you have the emotional manage over them to know, oh, this is going to feel like this, it'll fluctuate to do this. And that's why I tell certain people that like to swing by time. Look at the larger time frames and buy time and watch you be impressed with yourself, right? So I'm gonna let them say a couple more things, then I'm gonna get on the charts or ask y'all questions and
58.7
get on the
right.
charts.
UPS. Outside, inside year to take it out, you'd need 125.32. Inside year for Noble Energy NBL. That would need to take out 28.40. Home builder Lennar. Inside year, outside, inside year, 3-1. 62.63. Weyerhaeuser. Outside, inside year, 30.28 on the upside.
Now you can understand why he doesn't miss so much with his Strat. This is a larger time frame that he's utilizing. It can be utilized on all time frames. However, if you didn't master the larger ones, you definitely won't be able to master the smaller ones.
Inside year for Amazon. Nowhere near taking it out. Inside year for GoDaddy. Here, nowhere near taking it out. SU and the energies. Whew, inside year, and you can see this. Completely within completely within 08's range. Shop forever. Inside year for United Airlines. Nowhere near taking it out. Inside year for Colgate. Nowhere near taking it out. Inside year for LVS. Almost completely in here. This took this out, and its 3-year pattern would be completely within this range, but it is a 3-1 above 70.34. Dish Network. Nowhere near taking out the inside year. OII. Inside year, nowhere near taking it out. Schneer Energy. LNG. Inside year, nowhere near taking it out. Valero. Inside year, that would need 101.99.
One thing I'm gonna tell you, and I don't want it to go over your head. He's making his trading easier by looking at years. And it's like, oh, this is inside. Oh, nowhere near taking it out. I'm not even gonna look at this right now. Especially when you know how the sector moves. And that's why alerts are so important.
Above that, Monster. Inside year, above 66.38. Toll Brothers Home Builder. Above 41.70. Emerald Hess. Energy. Look at this chop shop. It's inside year. Above 74.11. PNC Bank.
Look how he's gonna look to the left. And he'll be like, 3. Oh, it's inside this. He's not gonna say that about this because it's about to break highs. He's gonna take that out. But you see him look to the left and be like, chop inside. And it could be a 2 up, but he'll be like, it's inside this whole entire range and it's going nowhere. You see how like this range is like this? But guess what? Boom. Took them out. Took them out. That was a triangle day out. Inside, boom, directional up. However, took both sides out. And no, it didn't. Directional up and went straight up. Right? Came back down. Universal reversal pattern, support. Boom. Let me go ahead and take out some more liquidity because it's a yearly chart. All right, let's go ahead and take them back up. Boom, Morningstar, take it back up. Took out the resistance, couldn't take out target, comes right back down. Hammer back up. Boom, Doji, indecision, right? Actionable signals. Boom, takes you right back up. Strong, strong. Spinning top, right? And when you know these candlesticks, you start to identify with them so much better.
Outside inside would go to new highs off of 161.79. Capital One. Outside inside year and above 105.70 to try and go to new highs. Goldman Sachs. Outside inside year above 232.21. EA Sports. Nowhere near taking that out, but inside year, outside inside, above 108.92. Prudential. Outside inside, nowhere near taking it out. CS Repta inside.
Cool, Rob. We're not about to just watch you go through all these charts now. I ain't gonna lie, I have, and it did help me. However, I feel like you guys have the gist. What helped me and I took advantage of is just seeing like what I told you guys. Like that's why he's starting from such a higher time frame. He didn't drop it now down to a quarterly from yearly. Why? Because he started to like certain of them and things of that nature. Where or it could have been starting a new quarter, whatever the case may be. And this is January 1st of 2020, so it wasn't. It just started this quarter, but I can't say that because this is 12/31st of 2019. Yeah, I could tell that it started this quarter. However, I don't know if this is January the 1st, right? I would need to see that on the chart, it telling me, or I'm not just gonna just go off of that because anything could be written, right? However, um, what I took best from it was knowing when you will see him say, "Oh, it's inside, but over this." I know what he's saying. He's like over this price, like if he was to say over 110 or over 112, he's talking about buy calls. You can take it up to buy to break those highs, right? Because he's basically charting for people right there. What else did I take from this? Yeah, just understanding that. Everything else, I'm not about to give Rob the credit. It's stuff that I just figured out on my own. However, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this and pull up this, close it thing out. And what I'll do is I'll remember, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Stop.